Hello dear students, up to yesterday's class we discussed about methods to calculate of national income. So under that we discussed product method, expenditure method, income method. So product method also called as value added method. So under the product method we can calculate the aggregate value of all final goods and services produced in a country during a year. Once again I repeat, under the product method we can calculate the national income with the help of calculate the aggregate means total aggregate value of all final goods and services produced in a country during a year. Okay, so under this method, the national income is estimated by aggregating the value of all final goods and services produced in a country during a year. And also we discussed that with the help of example, that was farmer, baker, right? So a second method, expenditure method. So under this method, we add the final expenditures. We add the final expenditures that each firm makes. In this method, we add the final expenditure. We add the final expenditure that each firm makes. What purpose? To calculate the national income. Okay, here especially we can add the final expenditure done by each firm. Here we should not calculate the intermediate goods expenditure, but we have to calculate only final expenditures. And also in yesterday's class we discussed about income method. So income method means, so the sum total of the expenditures in an economy must be equal to the total incomes received by all the factors of production. That means here the total of the expenditure is an economy must be equal to the total incomes received by all the factors of production. So under the income method, income, that is what the people are receiving providing their services. What the people are receiving are for their services like land, labor, capital, organization. For this sake, what they will receiving, that is remuneration or rewards like rent, wages, interest and profit. So that was called as incomes that is received by the households. So under this method, national income is obtained by adding up the income received by all the individuals of a country. Don't forget, under the income method we can calculate the national income. How? By adding up the incomes received by all the individuals of a country. Once again, adding up the incomes received by all the individuals of a country. Here, how much the total expenditure done by all the firms, that much only the people, the households are receiving income. The expenditure should be equals to income in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit. Okay, so up to that only we discussed. Here, the example is how we can calculate the national income in these three methods and how we can get the same answer. Okay, through these three methods only, through these different three methods only we can calculate the national income, either product method, either expenditure method, either income method. So whichever or whatever, any method if you calculate in the like national income, through any method if you calculate the national income, definitely you will get same answer. So that is only we can discuss now in this class through the example of this one. So this is called as a numerical example. So numerical example, see how all the three methods of estimating GDP give us the same answer. GDP is nothing but national income only, gross domestic product. So GDP is nothing but national income. How we can calculate the national income? With the help of three methods. If we calculate the national income, definitely we will get the same answer. Just take it as an example. There are two forms. First one we have to calculate product method, second one is expenditure method, third one is income income method. Okay, take it as an example. Just see here, there are two firms in the economy. Just you have to imagine there are two firms. One is A firm, another one is B firm. Okay, in the economy there are only two firms. Imagination, assume like that. So one is A firm, another one is B firm. Suppose A firm uses no raw material, like without raw materials, a firm A produces cotton worth rupees 50. Just imagination, firm A producing the cotton worth rupees 50 without using any raw materials. Imagination, A, that is a firm A produces cotton worth rupees 50 without using any raw material. Okay, then after producing or after production, A firm sells its cotton to firm B, because firm only produce cloth, right? Imagination, in the economy there are only two firms, one is A, another one is B. So A firm produces the cotton worth rupees 50 without using any raw materials. So after production, A firm sells the cotton to firm B. What purpose? To produce cloth. Here B firm will produce cloth, okay, by using which one? Cotton. So here B sells the cloth produced to consumer for rupees 200. So A firm produces the cotton worth rupees 50 and it sells the cotton to the firm B. The firm produces the cloth. The B firm produces the cloth, and after that the firm B sells the cloth to consumer. Okay, sells the cloth produced to consumers for how much? Rupees 200. Here firm A, without using any raw material, it is producing which one? Cotton worth rupees 50, and that one it has sell to B firm, and B firm producing the cloth, and after that it is selling to which one? Consumers for rupees 200. So this one only we have to calculate these three methods. So these three methods only, these three methods we can get the same answer. So what is that? First one is product method. Product method is also called as value added method. Okay, so under the product method it's also called as value added method. So you have to calculate value added. VA means value added. So sales, A firm sells its cotton to firm B. How much? Worth rupees 50. To calculate national income under the product method, there is a formula, that is value added equals sales minus intermediate goods. It's very important formula to calculate of national income under the product method. So here value added, VA. So sales, the firm A produces cloth produces cotton. Firm A produces cotton worth rupees 50. So it has sell to firm B. That's why the firm A, that is value added of A firm. Sales how much? 50. Sales how much? 50 rupees 50. And intermediate, there is no raw material. See, there is no raw material. That's why there is no intermediate. 0. There is no intermediate, that's why 0. Are you understanding? See, value added, VA. We are calculating national income under the product method using this example. Here to calculate of national income, there is very important formula under the product method, value added, that is sales minus intermediate goods. Value added equals sales minus intermediate goods. Here sales, firm A producing the cotton worth rupees 50 and it sells cotton to the firm B. That's why sell how much? 50. And is there any intermediate goods? No, because it is not using any raw materials. That's why no raw materials. That's why there is no intermediate goods. That's why 0. So totally value added of A firm is 50 and value added of B firm. So B sells the cloth to consumer for rupees 200. That means Sales, B sales means sale, that is value added of B firm is 200. Value added of B firm is 200 because B firm sells the cloth produced to consumers for rupees 200, and minus intermediate goods. Yes, definitely the firm B has used the intermediate good to produce cloth because the B firm purchased the cotton worth of rupees 50 from A firm, from the A firm. That's why rupees 50 is considered as an intermediate goods. Okay, rupees 50 is considered as an intermediate good. That's why the intermediate good value is 50. Okay, because B firm produced the cloth using cotton worth rupees 50 and it has purchased from firm A, that's why the intermediate good is 50 and the sell is 200. See, the value is 150. Out of 200 minus 50, the value is 150. Now, to calculate of gross domestic product, there is a formula: value added of firm A plus value added of firm B. The value added of firm A 50 because there was no intermediate good, and value added of firm B 150. Actually, that was total 200, but the firm B produces the cloth using worth of rupees 50, that cotton. Okay, so that's why we are deducting the intermediate good value. That's why 150. So totally value added of firm A is 50, value added of firm B is 150, total 200. Okay, so this one we can explain with the help of table C. Firm A sale is 50, firm B sale is 200. Firm A intermediate good 0. Why? Because the firm A produces the cotton without using any raw material. That's why the firm A's intermediate goods are less, like 0, and firm B produces the cloth that is worth rupees 200, but to produce this worth of cloth, like worth of 200 rupees, it has purchased the cotton worth rupees 50 from firm A. That's why the intermediate good of firm B is 50. The intermediate goods of firm B, that is 50. Consumption is nothing. Okay, so now value added firm A 50, value added firm B is 150. Out of 200 we should deduct the intermediate good value. That's why the total value is firm B, total value of firm B is 150 and total value of firm A is 50, totally 200. So this is the answer. This is the national income under the product method. Okay, second one is expenditure method. Second one is expenditure method. So under the expenditure method, see, expenditure method is nothing but we can calculate the national income under the expenditure method, adding the final expenditure. Okay, so adding the final expenditure done by each firm in the economy. So here the final expenditure should be equals to the income received by the people. Okay, otherwise here only we can calculate the expenditure. We can calculate only expenditure, that is expenditure done by each firm. Okay, so we can calculate only final expenditure. We should ignore the intermediate goods expenditure. We should calculate only, or we add the final expenditure that each firm makes. So here, using that same example, we can calculate the GDP. Sum means total of final expenditure or expenditures on goods and services for end use. So finally, to purchase of goods and services, how much they are expensed, that was only final expenditure done on final use only. Okay, the final expenditure is expenditure by consumers on cloth. So therefore GDP equals 200. The final expenditure is 200 because with the help of example 50 it was the firm A's expenditure and 150 it was expenditure done by firm B. So totally the final expenditure is rupees 200. Otherwise the GDP is 200, gross domestic product, because under the expenditure method we can calculate only expenditure done by the final expenditure done by each firm. The final expenditure done by each firm to produce goods and services. Okay, this is expenditure method. And third one is income method. So income method, we can say like that, sum total of expenditure in economy must be equal to the income received by all the factors. That is, under this method, national income is obtained by, under this method, which method? Under the income method, national income is obtained by adding up the income received by all the individuals. Okay, once again, under the income method, we can calculate the national income by adding up the incomes. Adding up the income. Adding up means that is rent, wages, interest and profit. That is R plus W plus I plus pi. Or rent, W wages, I interest, pi profit. Okay, so this one only we have to understood in yesterday's class. See, adding up all these plus, that is to calculate of GDP under the income method, wages, rent, interest, profit. By adding this only we can get the national income under this method. So national income is obtained by adding up income received by all the individuals. Income received by all the individuals. Okay, here the income means that is in the form of wage, in the form of salary, in the form of profit. That is only we can calculate. We can utilize, we can use to calculate of national income. So anyhow, with the help of same example, so already under the product method we got same answer like 200, and under the expenditure method also we got same answer 200. Now of the 50 received by firm A, okay, just imagination, if firm A is received 50 rupees 50, out of that the firm gives rupees 20 to workers as wages. Here when the firm received, because firm A sells its cotton to the firm B, that time when the firm B purchased cotton from A, that time they provided rupees 50. They provided rupees 50. Out of that 50, the firm A gives rupees 20 to workers. 20 rupees 20 to the workers as wages. Okay, and keeps remaining 30 as its profit. Imagination, firm A produces the cotton worth rupees 50 and it has sells to the firm B. So when the firm purchased the cotton from firm A, that time it has provided, it has paid rupees 50 to the firm A. So out of that 50, a firm gives rupees 20 to the workers as wages. Okay, and keeps remaining as its profit. Remaining how much? 30. So here the firm gives, just imagination, similarly B firm gives 60 as wages. B, like firm B gives 60 as wages and keeps 90 as profit. Okay, because firm B's output is like firm's B expenditure is how much? 150. That's why 60 plus 90, how much? 150. Okay, here you have to calculate under this method. Here the firm A wages, for wages firm A provided how much? 20. Firm B provided wages 60. And firm A keeps as how much? Firm A keeping the 30 rupees 30 as a profit, and firm B is keeping the rupees 90 as a profit. Imagination, we are discussing about which one? Under the income method. Under the income method. Okay, here the GDP by income method. The GDP by income method. How we can calculate sum total of factors income? Sum total of factors income, which is equal to the wages received, which is equals to the wages. I said already, I explained, the expenditure should be equals to the income received by all the factors of production. The expenditure, the total expenditure should be equals to total income received by all the individuals or all the factors of production. So here we should calculate both workers of A and workers of B, and profit earned by A and profit earned by B. Okay, that should be equals to the same. So here with the help of this table only we can calculate. See, 60 plus 20. How much? 80. Okay. Then 30 plus 90. That is 120. Okay. Are you understanding? So imagination. So both we can calculate. 80 plus 120. How much? 200. 80 plus 120, that is 200. So 200 is the final answer. Don't forget. So imagination, firm A got rupees 50. Out of this, it has provided rupees 20 to the workers and remaining keeps as a profit. Okay. And firm B, out of 150, it has provided rupees 60 as wages and remaining 90 rupees as keeps as a profit. So totally, see, 20 plus 60 wages, that is 80, and profit 30 plus 90. How much? 120. So totally 80 plus 120, that is 200. Okay. So under the product method, under the income method also we got 200, under the expenditure method also we got 200, and under the product method also we got 200. So this is only, we can say, numerical example. Through the help of numerical example, we can get the same answer to calculate the national income. You can calculate any method, using like any method to calculate of national income, you can get the same answer only. Either product method, either expenditure method, either income method. With the help of these three methods, you can calculate easily the national income or GDP. So if you calculate any method, definitely you can get the same answer. Okay. So once again I repeat this one. Which one? Income method. See, the income method, the expenditure should be equals to the income received by all the individuals or factors of production. So the factors of production, land, labor, capital, organization, using this or providing this, the households or people will get the income in the form of wages, in the form of rent, in the form of interest, in the form of profit. Okay. So this, how we can explain with the help of income method? Imagination, you know that very well. Firm A produces the cotton worth rupees 50 by selling this one to the B. Firm B, definitely firm A received rupees 50. Out of this 50, firm A providing rupees 20 to the workers as wages, and remaining 30 rupees it has keeps as which one? In the as profit. It keeps remaining rupees 30 as its profit, as even firm B also selling the cloth, it has earned how much? 150. So out of 150, the firm B gives 60 as wages, and remaining they keeps 90 as profit. So by adding this one only, we can get 80 and 120. The total answer is 200. The total answer is 200. So this way, under the income method, we can calculate. So how much the people are receiving, in the form of rent, wages, interest, profit. That is only we can calculate income. We can calculate the national income through the income method. So with the help of these three methods, we can get the same answer. It is also very important. So up to this example, that is numerical example to calculate of national income, product method, expenditure method, income method. Thank you.